friends, welcome to ZENPod once again. We have in our studios an accomplished explorer and an outdoor educator, the first Indian woman to ski the South Pole, Reena Kaushal Dharmashaktu. Please join me in welcoming Reena to ZENPod. Reena made the historic ski run as part of an 8-woman Commonwealth team which crossed a 900-kilometer Antarctic ice trek to reach the South Pole, marking the 60th anniversary of the founding of Commonwealth. She was selected from among 800 applicants. Some of her notable expeditions have been a cycle trip from Calcutta to Kanyakumari to promote cleaner, greener, and a healthier India, organized by the Women Adventure Network of India, summit of Sri Kailash, 7,000 meters in the Himalayas, and the first ascent of Mount Argan Kangri, 6,789 meters in Ladakh with the All India Women Expedition, summit of Fluted Peak 6,000 plus meters with the Japanese team, and the summit of Gangotri about 7,000 meters with all women expedition of Indian Mountaineering Federation. In addition, Reena has successfully completed the prestigious mountain instructor course, the mountaineering course, several times from the National Outdoor Leadership Schools in Alaska, USA. In addition, she has also conducted a high altitude backpacking course for National Outdoor Leadership School several times in the Gauri Ganga Valley, in which she crossed the Ralam Pass at an altitude of 15,500 feet and also conducted a backpacking course at the Nanda Devi base camp. Successfully completed basic, advanced, and method of instruction mountaineering courses from the Himalayan Mountaineering Institute in Darjeeling. Reena is a certified wilderness first responder, which is an intensive training. Reena has led some successful expeditions such as the All India Women Expedition of IMF to Mount Favara, rank about 6,400 meters in the Kinnaur range of Himachal Pradesh, quickly followed by another one to Mount Nun over 7,000 meters in the Karakoram range of Ladakh. Reena lives in Dehradun and motivates the younger generation in schools, colleges, organizations and institutions with her talks and experiences for a healthy living and promoting a better tomorrow and a cleaner planet. In her professional work capacity, Reena is currently working in the sports department for the government of Uttarakhand, helping set up a mountaineering institute. She also freelances as an outdoor instructor for the National Outdoor Leadership Schools in USA. Reena is working with iDiscovery as an outdoor instructor. She has been a key member for various foreign expeditions as a liaison officer for the Indian Mountaineering Foundation. Reena has also worked as a guest instructor in the Himalayan Mountaineering Institute for various mountaineering courses and has climbed Mount BC Roy over 18,000 feet, Mount Frey over 19,000 feet, and Mount Falun during this time. In closing, I would like to say what she told me casually. By the way, Venki, I have climbed some mountains in Alaska. On that high note, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Reena Kaushal Dharmashaktu to ZENPod. Reena, welcome and lovely to have you over here.
Thanks, Venki. Thanks for having me on the show, actually. It's an honor.
Thank you so much. That's very humble of you. Reena, let's start with, I know you are an outdoors person. Let's start with what you believe is spirituality.
Yeah, actually, that's a very deep question you're starting with.
Okay.
Spirituality for me is happiness. It's like solace, anything which gives me solace to my soul, which gives me a deep connection, my soul's connection to the higher power. So it can be anything like music, mountains, some activity which I enjoy, like hiking. It can be being with friends. It can be doing an activity. So, yeah, all that is spirituality for me. It makes me feel alive. It makes me feel like I am a better person. It gives me a lot of happiness, love, peace.
Wow, that's nice. That's really nice. You have been an outdoors person ever since I met you the first time 10 years back in Bangalore when you came for delivering a leadership talk, and I've been a huge fan of yours ever since. Seriously, what do the outdoors mean to you, Reena?
The outdoors actually, see, literally, if you define outdoors, that means being out of the house, being out of the office. Being in the nature, being in the like below the trees, walking. So that is outdoors. But for me, outdoors is just besides the proper literal definition, it also means my connection with spirituality. See, being there, it is when I'm camping outside and getting up at like 5:30 in the morning just to see the sunrise. And when you see the sunrise hitting the snow-capped peaks, that's the time you realize, this is it. This is nothing. You don't want anything more in life. This is what you have been born for, and this is something I could live for and die for. So that is outdoors for me. It's something very rewarding, and it keeps me fit also. So, I have a tendency to put on weight now. Going outdoors every weekend here also, we try to go out wherever I am. And then in the evenings, I like to go out for a walk. And then sometimes, if it's a full moon night, I like to go out and just sit, even if it is middle of the night. I just like to be there.
So relevant in today's time when, all of us are holed up at home for the last 3, 4, 5 months globally. I can't stress more on how important outdoors is. What would be, before I get into your journey and how you got here, typically when you go outdoors and you do that very often, how long is your journey when you do that? And share something with us.
Okay, so outdoors, it can be, it depends on the duration. It can be, if you're going out on an expedition, at least 20 days, 15 or 20 days, where you're going for climbing some mountains or maybe just doing some mountain passes.
Okay.
And other than that, like nowadays, what we are doing, just going out on Sundays for a couple of hours. In the morning, we will get up early in the morning and then we'll leave. And then be back by the evenings, whatever we can manage. And besides that, if it's a short time that you have, then it can be 4 or 5 days. We can just do like hiking every day, and then that's.
Wow. What has been, really speaking, and I'm going to ask this really upfront to you, Reena, what has been your biggest moment so far? And please share with the listeners about that moment. What was?
Well, I'm also going to be very honest with my answer. My biggest moment has been like the birth of my child.
Lovely.
He's going to be 8 in October, so that has been the most special day and the biggest moment for me. I felt so happy. And before his birth, I was just tolerant of children. I didn't really like them. I used to stay away. But after like looking at him, then after that, I've started liking all children in the world. Everybody just love them. So yeah, that's been
Lovely.
So far the most special moment.
And what have you named him, Reena?
His name is Ojas.
Tenzing Dharmshaktu.
All right, interesting.
So Ojas means brilliance and light, and Tenzing is like my husband. He's also a mountaineer. He's gone for so many mountaineering expeditions. He's climbed Everest 7 times. So he likes. He's interested in Buddhism. So his friend had asked Dalai Lama to give a name for him. So he said Tenzing. So it is Ojas, Tenzing, and then Dharmshaktu, which is of course a surname.
Very nice. Awesome. Very interesting. You are the first lady, Reena, I know who did the massive skiing across the South Pole. And tell us in detail about it. And I know you spoke about it, but this is more for the listeners in terms of what was it all about? How did you prepare for it? Give us the whole experience.
Okay. That's going to be a very long story.
Please do that. And we want to listen to a long story. I have enough time.
Okay, so the story started with Felicity Aston. She was a scientist in Antarctica some years back. And she had this idea and inspiration to take women from all over the world, different countries, for this expedition to Antarctica, from the coast of Antarctica to South Pole. And the selection process, try to be short.
No, don't be short. Don't be short. Please be detailed.
Okay, fine. So she put out an advertisement in the newspaper and, online, and people could apply. Anybody could apply. There were no qualifications as such. So there were 8 different countries she had selected. She herself being from UK, then Cyprus, Brunei, New Zealand, and India, Ghana, Jamaica, Singapore.
Wow.
So these various countries, and over 800 applicants
tried
to get into this expedition. And then she selected 10 participants from each country, these selected countries, and called them for an interview. So we had gone to New Delhi for that interview, and out of the 10, then she selected 2, and we were invited to Norway for final selection and also further training. And from Norway, one person was shortlisted. Then Norway, we were given some training about basic training on surviving on the outdoors in extreme cold conditions. After that, after the final team got selected, that was in February 2009. Then in September 2009, we went to New Zealand. And New Zealand for full and final training, where we were trying out our shoe sizes, our clothes sizes, what kind of food we're going to eat. And then further training, like how are we going to fold the tent, unfold the tent, and how are we going to cook, all that. So all that took place. And then after that, the team was ready to go. And then this happened in November, first week of November. We all, end of October, then we all had gathered in London, in Felicity's house only. And then from there, the whole team flew to South America, Chile, and a place called Punta Arenas. And from Punta Arenas, then we flew to Antarctica.
Okay.
And so there were a number of records which were broken by this team. Like first woman from New Zealand to ski to the South Pole. First woman from Singapore to ski to the South Pole. First woman from India also to ski to the South Pole.
Yeah.
First person from Brunei to ski to the South Pole again. And then Jamaican would have been also the first person, but unfortunately she had to leave.
Oh no.
The person from Ghana also would have been the first person, but she also could not attend the full expedition. So that was the thing. And then you want to know about the expedition. So before I tell you about the expedition, let me tell you a little bit about Antarctica. Antarctica is if you sail in the south direction from Tamil Nadu or Kanyakumari, and you keep on, then you will hit Antarctica.
Oh, okay.
It will take you it's the South Pole is the southernmost tip, like it's supposed to be the lowest point of the Earth, and Antarctica is supposed to be the coldest and driest place and the windiest place on this planet Earth.
Oh, okay.
And there is no life beyond the coast. You'll get some penguins and other coastal life, and after that there isn't, because see, the temperature in the summers can vary from anywhere from -10 to -35, and the winters the temperature can be -75.
Oh,
so it's really, really, really cold, and the highest speed of wind has been recorded over there. So that's if you don't take care of yourself, like if you are out there in the wind without gloves, then it won't take you very long to get frostbite in your fingers.
Oh no.
And you can get these permanent cold injuries. You have to be very, very careful. And 6 months daylight and 6 months night. So I always think that, Kumbhakaran must have gone to sleep from Sri Lanka. It's very easy to fly across to Antarctica to sleep for 6 months.
It's throughout daylight.
Yeah, the sun used to be just hovering around the horizon. So we were there during the summertime. That means the daylight all the time. Never set. The sun never set.
Oh my God.
And another interesting thing about Antarctica is it doesn't belong to any country. So lots of countries have their bases. And fortunately, the Antarctica is protected by the Antarctica Treaty. So you can't use it for mining. You can't use it for warfare. You can't use it for petroleum products or all these kind of things. So it is still protected, which is a good thing.
Yes, very
so
good.
every base, every country follows their own time. So if you are following New Zealand time, it will be different time, and next to you is a US base, they will be following a different time. Whatever time you want to follow, you can follow, because the sun is anyways around the horizon only.
Okay.
So that was really interesting.
Very interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
And how does the place look? It must be a blanket of white snow, is it?
Yeah, this like everywhere it looks the same almost. Sometimes you pass through the mountains, so you can see some mountains in the distance. And other than that, left, right, center, everywhere it becomes the same, same only. But and the sky is like so vast. Never seen such vast sky in my whole life. And yeah, so it's difficult to navigate in those kind of places, because navigation means like very easy to get lost unless you're using a GPS or a compass all the time. That's the thing. So, and we started out as a team of 8.
Okay.
And then later on, Kim, who was from Jamaica, she unfortunately had to leave the expedition. When we had arrived on a base, then we had gone for a acclimatization hike, getting used to the place and atmosphere. And then that time she got frostbite.
Oh no.
And after the frostbite, it was really like, you know what frostbite is? Frostbite is a cold injury which can give you permanent side effects. Like, it starts with blisters.
Oh.
And then after the blisters, then it can also become gangrene. So you might have to just cut off the limbs.
Oh my God.
So it happens mostly to the extremities of your body.
Right.
So at the first stage only, we came to know she has this. So she had to leave the expedition. It was a big blow for us. The expedition had not even started. And then after a few days, no, that was actually right in the beginning only. We had a storm.
Oh, okay.
And blizzard almost. And that blew away our tents.
Oh.
So imagine in the middle of the night, you're sleeping soundly, and then there comes the storm, and then you're trying to protect the tent by you're not letting it fly away and all that. That's what happened to us.
Oh my
So it was quite an experience.
God.
Yeah, fortunately, we were still in our transporters, the base camp.
Okay.
We were still in the base camp, so it was easy for us. And then there were some tents which they had, so we took shelter there. And then again, we had to, repair the tents, retrieve our equipment from the snow, dig it out. Because there you can't, there are no extras. You have to use whatever you had bought.
Correct.
Then again, we repaired, we collected everything, and we got together. So all these kind of things. We have a snowstorm. We have a expedition member with frostbite, and the expedition had not even started that time. Yeah, but in spite of all that, the girls were full of enthusiasm and passion, and they wanted to go and do what they had set out to do. That means ski to the South Pole. It was never like a doubt, or there had been challenges for us, this extreme cold, extreme wind.
Absolutely.
But there was never really, any person who said, no, I want to go back. Never. Yeah.
Wow. It's a big thing. And then you reach the other side. How was the feeling?
So then the expedition, we got flown to the place called Messner Start. Messner Start is where Ronald Messner, he is a famous mountaineer, one of the most accomplished mountaineers that we have. Mm-hmm. And he had started from there. So we started from there, and then we skied for 38 days. And every day we used to change base. Every day we were moving. We started out with 10 to 12 kilometers, 15, 20. Then towards the end, we were even skiing for 30 kilometers a day. We roughly covered 900 kilometers in 38 days. And we were there we were supposed to be there on the Christmas Eve. Not on Christmas, New Year's Eve. But we reached there 2 days before. We were there on the 29th of December, 2009. Wow. So that was really good. And of course, there were always we have issues and we have problems, along the way. It is expected, it won't be fun otherwise. Nothing is fun if it is easy. And then we resolved, and then, one of the persons were having one of our girls from Singapore, she was having some knee issues.
Oh no.
So we're helping out, carrying the load, sometimes helping out. Somebody has some other issues, stomach ache, then, you just try to be a good team member and try to help with their chores. And so it was a very good lesson in team building, to be a part of a team. That was really an important learning. And you can't look at your own, I want to do this. You have to, look at the whole team and then carry the team with you. So that was really very good experience for me.
I'm just thinking about what you described to me, and team building and other things there, but there is so much of leadership here, right? For each one of you, really not thinking about yourself, looking at the bigger picture and carrying everybody along, and that's so much of a leadership skill, right?
Yeah.
If if you were to do this again, Reena, would you?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that again.
So
a lot of training, a lot of inspiration, motivation again. But yeah, if I get the chance, I will do it. A lot of money is involved,
Yes.
But it's one of the most expensive journeys that you can make after the moon, after flying to the moon.
Oh, okay.
Or going. So it's this kind of journey where you're doing skiing on your own, and it can be very expensive. Turn out to be.
Okay.
So if you get the money and you can collect a good team, then why not?
Awesome.
Challenges are always good.
Of course.
It just makes it grow.
Awesome. So when you undertake a trip like this, other than the training you actually had, what are the qualities you think somebody should have, or what do you call on before you actually get started mentally for a trip like this?
You're talking about hardcore expeditions, or you're just talking about outdoor?
Any outdoor expedition that you do, any major trek.
Okay, so you just generally outdoor expeditions.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously, then first thing that you need, I feel, is competence. Competence. So if you're already a trained person and you're going for an expedition, then we are expecting you to have certain level of competence. That means it can be something as simple as taking care of yourself when you're out there in the cold. It can be something as simple as how to keep yourself warm and dry. Okay. If you don't, then you can get chilblains. You can get something even more than that, trench foot and all. So in every way, you need to be competent.
Okay.
Looking at the map, finding out directions, and opening the route, studying the terrain, maybe be able to looking at the clouds and predicting the weather. So all this is very important traits that you need to have. If you're going on an independent kind of expedition where everybody is a leader on their own. Wow. So those kind of things are important, and then you need to have the right kind of mindset. You need to be very physically fit. You're going for this. It's not a picnic, It's not a normal, like you're going in the morning and coming back and enjoying, having a good time. A lot of challenges can be involved. So physical fitness means also mental fitness along with that. It's not just a physical game. You need to be mentally resilient. And then again, a team player and good communication skills. Okay. Because a little bit of miscommunication can make the whole, whole expedition turn sour, which is not going to be a good experience again. So this is important. Then obviously for these kind of things, you should have done prior. You should have prior experience. You should have very good training. You should be confident about yourself. And then outdoor skills and all those technical knowledge are important. Awesome. But above all, I feel that it should be fun for you. If it is not fun for you, if you're not enjoying that, then you should be somewhere else, doing something else, sitting somewhere else, not there under the sky, in the outdoors.
Awesome. Tell us Reena's journey. How did you get into outdoor? What were you doing? And tell the listeners about your journey.
Okay, my journey from childhood only, I've been very attracted towards the outdoors. Okay. Like the river, just thinking about the river, thought of it. Because when I was in Delhi, my father is basically from the army. So he was in the army, so we went to various places. So, but I was never next to a riverside. So, going with just the attraction of the river, then being in the mountains, just being outdoors. That was something which I felt an exceptional pull, right from the childhood. And then I was in Darjeeling. My father took premature retirement and he settled in Darjeeling. So there you can see Kanchenjunga, the highest mountain of India and the third highest mountain of the world. And there was something like the first time I saw Kanchenjunga, I remember. There were clouds everywhere, and somewhere way up there in the sky, I could see the peaks, white snow-capped peaks. So as a child, I must have been at that time maybe 9 years old. I was like, what is this? This is some kind of fairyland. Is it real what I'm looking at? I could not believe what I was looking at. So that, that moment onwards, it was like, wow, what is there? This is really magical. So it was a magical moment for me. So just being in the outdoors, it was later on. After graduating and all, I didn't take up a job in the outdoors. I did do training because my parents wanted me to do. Okay, and then later on, I just realized it is my calling. I want to do stuff in outdoors only, and eventually I did do training, and I did it in HMI Darjeeling, and then I had done later on. I did in US also. I worked for NOLS, National Outdoor Leadership School. So that's how it all started. It started in the childhood only, and basically because of my father, he used to take us out for long treks and all.
So at no point of time, somebody told you, don't do it, it's too risky, too dangerous.
Yeah, my own parents, there was a point when I was like, I wanted to go and do some training, and they were like, no, not this. No, why do you want to do this? It's who will marry you? Being in the outdoors, all the time. And dangerous, of course. I'm sure they must have felt. So, yes. But later on, it was quite easy to convince them. Like, this is what I really want to do. And so they said, okay, fine, then they'll let me pursue my dreams.
Wow.
And then, of course, I met Lavraj, who's my husband. So in the outdoors only, I met him in Ladakh. So it was like, it was destiny for me, like being in the outdoors, and everything that happens to me in my life, it comes from the outdoors. So I was going for an expedition to Ladakh, and he was returning from one, and through a common friend, we met in Leh. And then, of course, after that, it was just a series of coincidences that we kept on meeting in Delhi, and and all that, and then we got married.
Nice.
So yeah, so everything I got, it was like I was following my destiny.
Awesome.
And there were like things which are just falling in place on its own. So I knew this is the right track for me.
If Reena, at the same moment, if you were not in outdoor sport, let us say the parents had forced you or something said, no, you are not going, what would you have been doing now? Or where would you have been?
Well, see, that I would have been in some office and getting bored, no? But and feeling miserable and all that. But see, other than that, now that I've done so much in outdoors, now if I think about it, what I want to do something other than mountaineering and outdoors, because see, you can't be so active in this kind of field for a long time.
Correct.
So then I always think about it. So I wanted to be in a baking. I wanted to be a baker once.
Wow.
Now I think now I think I want to be some kind of a builder. Building up environmentally friendly buildings where like there's this man-animal conflict. This is just a wild dream of mine, which I'm just sharing with you. There's this man-animal conflict where the man is going to animals, they're encroaching on the forest. So I was thinking if we can make buildings and all that where the animals can come and stay with the man.
Wow.
So that'd be nice. But that's just a wild dream. I don't know. And these kind of environmentally friendly green buildings, they're all huge. They need a huge amount of land and all. So if you can do environmentally friendly buildings in small space, that would be nice. Where you can get the sunshine and air and all. But let's see now. One day maybe I'll thinking about these kind of things.
It's a great thing. You should think about it, and sustainability. Maybe put a plan together and share it with somebody and do it in a small place. I agree with you. It is a great idea.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I don't know. One day.
Something you have still not achieved and would like to, Reena.
So, I mean, these explorations and all this will keep on happening, and now I know a lot. A lot of knowledge. So, I like to share my knowledge. And see, there is an institute which is coming up in Munshiari in the state of Uttarakhand. Mm-hmm. It's called Pandit Nain Singh Surveyor Mountaineering Training Institute. So right now I'm helping the state government set up that institute also. So to be able to reach out to a lot of people, young people, and about with my experiences, and so that will be good. And of course, that exploring new places and all is still always there for me. Going there are so many mountains, like India has got a lot of mountain peaks which have not been climbed, the most number. So that can be there also. That is an option. Always there are so many dreams in so many places.
Yeah. The other thing I want to ask you, Reena, was I know you've been speaking at industry events and you're called to speak to leaders and tell them about your experience, because all of us sit in offices and air-conditioned cabins and we go to the gym and run on treadmills and that's all we do. Somebody like you obviously has so much to offer. When you finish speaking, and I remember this event distinctly in Bangalore when we met for the first time. When you finish speaking at events, after that, typically what kind of questions do people come and ask you?
First of all, they are very curious about Antarctica. They keep on asking about what was the experience like, what were the problems, how did you manage, what was the biggest challenge, what are the takeaways from there, what is the outcome, final outcome, and what are the learnings. These kind of questions are always there. And of course, then I also like to talk about the environment. Like, it's a moral duty, it's most important duty of us as a human being on this planet to take care of the environment. So many of the, nowadays we are suffering a lot.
Yeah.
So much of natural disasters are happening. It's because we have been very frivolous, very careless about our attitude towards the environment. So much of waste that we are doing, like unnecessary waste. If I'm giving you flowers, for example, then I'll put it in fancy, those plastic glittery papers. Now, what's the need? Already the flowers are so beautiful. Why do I need to do so much of packaging in it? Then, like packaging, too much of packaging material, too much of wastage of light, and people are just like not bothered. They can, just because you can afford to pay it or just because it is free doesn't mean, you've got this responsibility towards the planet, which you need to feel. And still missing. Just feel guilty and no, this is not right. I should not be doing this. So that is very important.
Awesome.
Very important for us.
Beautiful.
And when you are in the outdoors, you should follow the L&T. L&T means leave no trace.
Okay.
That means take care of the environment. Yeah, L&T is a trademark it started in US. And so we always, there are 7-8 principles of L&T which we have to follow. So important. Nowadays I've seen, when I go to the remotest of places on the Himalayas, it just saddens my heart because then I see a lot of this plastic waste and those people who had been there before, the previous expeditioners, leaving their litter there. Why did they carry it only in the first place? No, you can repackage so that you can carry back the garbage. If there's tin, then you just empty it. And then don't take things in tin, you can take it in packets only, which can be easily to bring it back. So you organize yourself so that you can bring back. No need to take these kind of English toilets and all that. This is serious concerns. And there are people who are even the government actually, they're trying to impose strict restrictions, which is the good thing. But a lot needs to be done because unless it comes from your heart, nobody's looking at you and you just throw the wrapper, then it's no use. It has to start from the school or from your heart. You start that you are responsible and everything which you do is going to impact the universe positively or negatively.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, somebody like you, Reena, I would love to see you being invited by schools and actually teaching the students and the younger generation, because that's where it needs to begin, right? And they need to go home and tell their parents, right? So that surely is an opportunity for you. And then, of course, colleges, and because I somewhere feel that we are not taught about environment. We don't impress upon it a lot, right? While governments are now doing their bit to curb plastic bags and one-time usage and all of that, I think individually we all need to play our part in a small way to protect the environment. Otherwise, 100 years from now, 50 years from now, our kids won't be able to enjoy the world. They won't enjoy planet Earth. And that's the fear that all of us have. So when you go on these expeditions, and I'm going to go back to the spirituality angle now, when you go on these expeditions, do you call on an inner power or something that is larger than you to actually overcome?
When I go on these kind of expeditions, I don't have to call on the inner power. I just feel the power over there. Yeah. The more remote it is, the more better it is. The more you feel, something very special. And you just want to, I would suggest to whoever goes out, even if it's a small expedition, small trips, they should spend some time with themselves. Find a spot where you can sit quietly, sit alone, and reflect. And, look at the mountains or look at the moon or the stars. And, there is some kind of a pull that you feel. That is a time when you feel so alive. And that is a time when you feel full of hope and love and happiness. That inner peace.
Yes.
And it's sometimes I'm
yeah.
So it is something that you want to continue. It's you want to just sit there forever and just let this moment, So, I would like to share, when I was in Antarctica, I got up once, I used to be the last person to go inside the tent because everybody had their fixed jobs. Somebody was doing the kitchen, somebody was setting up the tent, and somebody was... So my job was I make sure that everything is well anchored, so it doesn't blow away, the tent doesn't blow away. And I used to put snow on the flaps of the tent, and so one day everybody had gone in and I was about to go in, and then there's this diamond dust. You've heard about diamond dust. Okay, diamond dust is you can feel a lot of in the air, like rainfall. Okay. Instead of rain falling on you, it's a diamond dust which is falling on you. It's like crystals, snow crystals.
Oh my God.
Which is, this happens in extreme cold places. So it can happen in Arctic and Antarctica. Okay. So it was and it doesn't touch you. It's falling on you, but it somehow disappears as soon as it lands on you.
Okay.
So it's just I was there outside and this diamond dust falling on me and this beautiful land. And so it was ultimate for me. Yeah? It's always take back for me, I always take back those moments with me to a real life. So if there is a time when I'm feeling low in life, I'm feeling, nothing's working, everything looks hopeless or whatever, then I think about that moment.
Wow.
And I think, okay, that is okay, fine. Then it gives me strength and courage and hope to carry on in life. So there are these kind of moments which you need to capture and bring hope in you wherever you are in real life.
So that's your anchor, right? That's your anchor that you hang on to.
That's my anchor. Yeah, real life anchor.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Your message for aspiring mountaineers, people will be listening to this show, youngsters, middle-aged people, aspiring mountaineers. What is your message to them? Somebody who wants to, let's say, become another Reena, or wants to go on a small journey, or wants to undertake an expedition.
Okay, because this is mountaineering is a field where you are there because you love it. Okay. You can't be there because now what's happened is some states in India, and they're giving them jobs for climbing Mount Everest, for example. So people are doing it just because they're getting a job. Okay. So that passion, you should feel passion for what you're doing. If you love doing what you're doing, if you love being in the outdoors, then do it. Because when you love something, then you will not destroy it also. That means nothing in you will let you destroy the environment or let you dirty or bring damage to all that. So it is important. I always keep on harping on the environment. I don't know why I keep on going back to that. So be sure of what you want in life. Do what you enjoy. Do what brings a lot of happiness and brings out the creativity in you. And then after that, once you're sure, then you'll try out various options in life and all this. And then after that, once you're sure you're on the right track, then stick to it, because there can be challenges. There will be challenges, of course.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And then, of course, I also feel that it's important to convince your family about what you're doing. Sometimes, if they're not accepting what you're saying, then try to convince them, because it's very important that you set out with positive vibes of the people that you love. You don't want anything like, no, why are you doing this? This is not, we don't support you. Then it won't be a very good thing. Try to convince them, try to let them know. And then, of course, if the people, your family, they will ultimately be convinced. Because, you see, there's a close-knit bond in families or in people that you care of. They will not stop you from doing it. Try to convince them. And once you get support, then there's no stopping.
Awesome.
Like I get support from my family, from my husband. So it has been, that way it has been more than half the battle won for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Lavraj. I know about him. I've heard about him from you. Let the listeners know the incredible thing he's done. Maybe in a line or two.
Yeah, he comes from a very humble background. He's from the Himalayas, in a place called Munjari. His village is Bona village. And very humble beginning and very humble schools that he went to. His father was a farmer plus a trader, Tibet trade, and also used to keep cattle. So he used to be helping out with his father, and a lot of physical, workout was done, because this kind of, it is. And so then later on, he became a mountaineer, and he's started out as a helper. For an expedition, he had gone to Nandakot, and he was just a helper in the tent, in the expedition. Then he had no technical training at that time. But because the people who had come there as the technical lead, they got sick, so he was given the chance. And he was ultimately ended up carrying and ferrying load and opening the route. Wow. And like he trained also there only and there. And then he ended up climbing the mountain. Okay. It was like on 7,000 meters peak, good height. Wow. Something like that. So that was a good, and after that, there's been no turning back from him. He has climbed a lot of mountains, and he's done more than 50 expeditions. And of course, the highlight of his life has been Kanchenjunga he has climbed, and 10 times gone to Mount Everest. And out of which he submitted Mount Everest 7 times, and 3 times he could not. And also, there's always a mission to clean, both of us passionate about the same thing, like cleaning up. So he's been instrumental in getting back a lot of trash from the very higher camps.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of recognition. He got a Padma Shri, and both of us have got an award, the National Adventure Award, Tenzing Norgay National Adventure Award.
Oh, okay.
By the president. Yeah, both of us. I think we are the only husband-wife who managed. Yeah, so it's been a good journey for both of us.
And I have friends who do hiking, but nothing close to what you guys do. So for you, nature is like mother, right?
Yeah, nature is like something that we really need to take care of and we need to enjoy.
Right. Awesome.
For me, that is spirituality, actually.
Yes.
More than going to the temples, I sometimes don't get the energy or that feel. But when I'm here in this, then I feel the power.
Brilliant. I can absolutely imagine. Yeah. And I know what you're saying, because I did go and spend some time in the Rishikesh, nature draws me to, and it's awesome when you see the Ganges flowing and all of that. Yeah, so nature has and I think anything we do to protect it is a good thing. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, good. Let's get to a little bit of the rapid fire. I'm going to ask you a few quick questions, and you can answer whatever comes to your mind. Yeah. So, describe the following, Reena. Himalayas.
Himalayas, abode of God.
Wow. Lovely. I like that. Antarctica.
Antarctica, lonely planet.
Oh, very nice. Ganges.
Ganges needs to be respected, restored, and loved.
Okay. Wow. Respected, restored, and loved. Ladakh.
Ladakh, canvas of nature.
Wow. And before I close, your advice to all of us: what can we do to to protect nature or make the world a better place? Small things. Please tell us one or two that all of us can do.
Okay. Then just be self-aware of what you're doing actually. So when you are going out, take a shopping bag with you. Take your own bag. Take your own water. Carry your own water bottle, so that you don't have to buy those plastic bottles, because those are really like polluting the sea, the oceans, and of course the earth also. So do that. Don't waste light, water, and nothing is. I've seen like in big cities and all, people throw their food in plastic bags, like kitchen waste in plastic bag, and the cows, they come and eat the plastic bag.
Oh no!
What happens? They get stomach aches, and there have been some instances in Delhi where there has been a postmortem done on the cows, and when they opened up the stomach, there were only plastic bags which were discovered.
Oh no!
So then that is horrible. I mean, obviously they don't have hands; they can't open up the plastic bag and take out the rotis from there, no.
Yeah.
So it's better, if you want to give rotis, it's better you don't put it in a plastic bag. Put it somewhere.
Paper or something.
You can get it, but don't put it in a plastic bag, out of consideration of these cows and buffaloes.
Awesome. On that
And
note,
of course, you should get your two things: your waste, your house waste. Get the biodegradable waste separated from the non-biodegradable.
and I know that there are steps being taken by societies in India, by people and all that, but I still think we need to do much more than what we are doing today. And hopefully in a few years that will improve. Yeah. We need to
Proactive.
yeah, and I think people need to start thinking about leaving the planet a better place than saying, let me enjoy it while I'm here, right? So we need to leave it a better place. That thought needs to.
And then they can enjoy in various ways, you know.
Yes.
Your meditation, reflection, and looking inside of you. You know, those are also enjoyments for me, at least. So people can actually find out ways, not just by,
Reena,
materials.
yeah. Reena, I want to really thank you for coming on the show. It has been a delight talking to you. I'm still thinking about your description of Antarctica, your skiing across the South Pole, and I can go on, but thank you very much. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Venki. It has been an honor to be here, and thanks for having me and thinking about interviewing me. It's like it has been a lot of fun talking to you. So I was actually a little nervous, but now looking at the questions,
Okay.
as you must be aware. But it wasn't like that. I enjoyed giving the interview to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Reena. You take care, stay safe, and my regards to Lavraj and my love to Ojas.
Yeah, you too. Take care. Bye. Stay safe.